an indistinctive working-class apartment building located just one block from the most famous tourist district in the world. Marks the forgotten home of the creator of the most successful live-action fantasy series in the history of modern literature and cinema. The story of Ozcot, the Baum residence, built in the orange groves of Hollywood in 1910, before Hollywood even existed, has to start here at the Hotel del Coronado. Baum and his beloved wife started visiting the Hotel Coronado in the late 1800s to escape the brutal winters of Chicago. Baum released The Wonderful Wizard of Oz in Chicago in the fall of 1900. He wrote 14 sequels in total, but never quite achieved the initial success he had with The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Baum found respite from his unrealized endeavors by spending summers here near San Diego at the Hotel del Coronado on Coronado Island. In the late 19th century, there really wasn't much development yet in the San Diego area. Some substantial architecture did exist in the Gaslight District, but there was nothing like the Hotel del Coronado. Furthermore, in the late 19th century, the Hotel del Coronado was a destination resort. The many returning Northerners and Westerners that wintered here, its magnificent structure grew even more impressive as they grew closer. Hollywood Boulevard. This is a little special because I'm probably the only one that's going to end up telling you this, up until this point anyway. You know, in 1909, this street wasn't called Hollywood Boulevard. It was called Prospect Avenue. The street we're about to cross right here is called Cherokee. Up until 1912, it was called Magnolia. And right where Magnolia met Rose, right up the block, Rose is now called Yucca, sat a country estate. And in that estate lived arguably the most successful adventure novel author of the 20th century. The man I speak of is L Frank Baum, the author of The Wizard of Oz. Baum settled here on this exact lot on the southwest corner of Cherokee and Yucca in 1910 with his wife Maud, before the concept of Hollywood even existed yet. He himself made many relatively unsuccessful attempts to bring The Wizard of Oz to the stage and screen. He started the Oz Film Production Studio not far from here on Santa Monica Boulevard. The site of the Oz Film Production Company between Lodi and Gower on Santa Monica Boulevard is still there. From that studio endeavor, only 3 finished films still remain. The following year, in 1915, the Oz Film Production Company closed. For the next 6 years, Baum grew flowers here, he raised chickens, and he met with his many adoring followers. In 1919, L Frank Baum passed away right here in his country estate in Hollywood, California. Several years later, all the large 5- and 6-story apartment buildings that you see all around us were built. In 1939, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's screen adaptation of The Wizard of Oz became the preeminent landmark of 20th century children's cinema. On August 15 of that year, Maud Gage Baum, his widow, did reap the benefits of his work. On that evening, A limousine from Metro Goldwyn Mayer came around this corner right here, stopped right there, and Maud came out of her home, got into the limousine, went up that street, made a right, went 2 blocks up the road, and watched the world premiere of The Wizard of Oz at Grauman's Chinese Theater in the company of the most famous celebrities in the entire world. A lot of things have changed around here. Needless to say, L Frank Baum would never ever recognize this corner today. They're just not in Kansas anymore. You would think with the storied history of this particular property, they would have thought of something a little bit more creative than that. Oh, and so what happened to Baum's beloved Maud? Well, she lived here until 1953 when she passed. This particular lot has never been subdivided. It's still exactly the same size as it was when that country home was built here in 1910. So right about now would be a really good time to go check out the Oz Film Production Studio on Santa Monica Boulevard. It probably won't be there too much longer. And here we are. You believe we got parking right in front of this place? So this is it, block to block. This is a huge facility, 7 acres. My understanding is nothing remains of the original structures. In 1914, this would have been surrounded by orange groves. Today, it's one of the busiest areas in Hollywood. Things you gotta do to cross the street out here, it's unbelievable. So in 1914, the Oz Film Company was located on a vacant lot right there, on the facility behind me. Now, all of this was built much, much later. Today, the existing facility is street addressed as 6121 Santa Monica Boulevard. Today, Hollywood has seen better days. What's there right now doesn't seem to be its highest and best use, if you know what I mean. What's located right here, right now, I'm sure in the 70s and 80s, was a bustling production facility. Do you see that whole block across the street that's boarded? That's called land banking. This whole entire particular block is about to get completely redeveloped. So Baum was a man of great ambition, obviously. His later life was characterized by financial woes. This facility only lasted 1 year, and it took a toll on his health. In 1915, the facility closed. It was taken over by other principals. And in 1919, Baum passed at his home site where we were just a little while ago. Yeah, this existing facility, it doesn't even look like it's being used right now. But that's the case with many sound stages in Hollywood these days. It's a lot of independent production. Very, very little is commercially productive anymore. It is interesting that in over 110 years, the lot has not been subdivided. It still comprises the existing 7 acres that it was. Now take a look, just take a look at how big this place is. It goes all the way the heck back to there. So apparently today, it is a mixed-use enterprise. It's basically used for offices and a little bit of developmental work also.